It wasn't supposed to end like that. 6 laps into the Sao Paulo Sprint, Oscar Piastri was holding third, calm, measured, hunting Lando Norris in the distance. Then, one slip of the rear over the white line, and the McLaren snapped. A cloud of spray, a crunch against the barriers, and silence. 9 points, gone. Momentum, gone. The title fight suddenly tilted. If you love Formula One without the hype, just raw moments like this, hit subscribe and let's break it down. At Interlagos, a circuit soaked in chaos and history, the rookie calm that had defined Piastri's season finally cracked. He called it a silly mistake. Karun Chandhok agreed, driver error he said on Sky, yet whispers from the paddock suggested something stranger. Water thrown back onto the racing line from Norris's own curb strike. Was that what caught Piastri out? By nightfall, the numbers told a cold truth. Norris 365, Piastri 356, Verstappen 326. The clean, relentless precision that made Piastri a contender was beginning to fray, and his teammate, smiling quietly under the orange lights, had just taken control of McLaren's civil war. Replays told a simple story, but Interlagos rarely tells the truth that easily. Turn 3, the Curva do Sol, looked dry enough. Piastri turned in on a perfect line, brushing the curb like hundreds had done before. But in that split second, the McLaren's rear stepped out violently. Overcorrection, snap, barrier. The car limped no further. Seconds later, chaos rippled down the field. Nico Hülkenberg and Franco Colapinto spun at the same spot, each repeating the same helpless dance. Only then did radio traffic reveal a clue. Kimi Antonelli's calm report, Norris hit the curb, a lot of water went online. That message changed the mood. Was this just bad luck, or a perfect storm caused by Piastri's own teammate? Norris, focused up front, said little beyond, it was sketchy but rewarding. And it was. He won the sprint by 0.845 seconds over Antonelli, but back in the McLaren garage, mechanics quietly replayed onboard footage frame by frame. What they saw wasn't malice, just the cruel symmetry of timing. 2 cars, 1 corner, and 1 title dream flickering in the wet Brazilian air. For most of 2025, Oscar Piastri looked untouchable under pressure. Calm on the radio, surgical with the throttle, never chasing headlines, just results. But at Interlagos, something cracked. The man who had tamed Monaco and outsmarted Verstappen in Mexico suddenly looked human. Moments after the crash, his voice came through the radio, low and controlled. A silly mistake, really. No excuses, no finger-pointing, just that. Honesty laced with frustration. But beneath the calm tone, the paddock heard something else. The sound of pressure finding its way through. Since losing the championship lead in Mexico, Piastri had been driving with a different kind of urgency. Milliseconds tighter on corner exits, riskier on curbs, chasing a rival who shared his garage wall. Norris's run of form, 4 podiums, and now the sprint win had flipped the balance inside McLaren. The engineers felt it, so did the sponsors. In Formula One, pressure doesn't explode, it seeps. And at turn 3, that invisible weight may have been heavier than the rain itself. Inside McLaren, the air felt colder after Sao Paulo. 2 orange cars, 1 mission, but now 2 stories diverging fast. Lando Norris, once the apprentice, has become the benchmark. His sprint victory and pole position felt like a statement. Control, composure, and quiet confidence under chaos. For Piastri, it was the opposite. A reminder that momentum in Formula One can vanish in a heartbeat. Team insiders called it strange, the tension without hostility. Both drivers share data, both respect the other. But when the visor comes down, every corner becomes a duel for hierarchy. At 365 to 356 points, Norris isn't just leading the title, he's leading McLaren's identity shift. Andrea Stella, calm as ever on the pit wall, refuses to call it a rivalry. Yet even he knows what's at stake. 2 elite drivers pushing a car that can win both championships, but only if they don't break each other first. Piastri's engineers spoke of reset mode on Saturday night. The laptop screens told the truth. 1 crash, 1 missed opportunity, and a title lead slipping 9 points away. You could see it in his eyes as he walked back to the McLaren garage. No anger, no drama, just quiet calculation. Oscar Piastri doesn't rage, he rebuilds. That's been his signature since his junior days. Every time he's been knocked down, from Formula 2 setbacks to last season's learning curve, he's come back sharper, faster, colder under fire. After the crash, he faced the cameras and took full responsibility. I dipped a wheel on the white line. Silly mistake, really. No deflection, no excuses. That's the part fans and rivals notice. In a paddock full of politics, Piastri's calm ownership is rare. Behind the scenes, McLaren's engineers know that resilience is why he's still in this title fight. Despite 2 sprint DNFs, Piastri's raw pace has matched Norris across the season, only a handful of points separating them in a 22-race marathon. It's easy to call this a slump, but inside McLaren, they see something else, a driver who learns faster than anyone on the grid. Sao Paulo might have hurt, but it also relit the fuse, and Piastri's fuse burns quietly, until it doesn't. 9 points. On paper, it's nothing, a single podium swing. But inside the championship bubble, that gap feels like a canyon. For Oscar Piastri, the Sao Paulo Sprint wasn't just a DNF. It was the moment the numbers started whispering doubt. 365 for Norris, 356 for Piastri. 326 for Verstappen, the 4-time champion, suddenly the outsider, watching 2 McLarens duel for glory. Every point now carries the weight of a season's grind. 1 pit stop misjudged, 1 safety car misplaced, and 9 points can become 19 overnight. In the McLaren motorhome, the analysts see the danger. Norris has hit peak rhythm, 4 podiums, a sprint win, pole position, while Piastri's last clean weekend feels distant. But the data shows their average qualifying delta is just 0.07 seconds. They're almost identical, separated only by execution. That's why the pressure bites. Every lap now is a title lap. And for Piastri, every mistake, even a silly one, is replayed, not just on TV screens, but in the mirror where champions are made or broken. Sunday at Interlagos. Gray skies, wet tack mark, and a second chance. Piastri starts 4th, behind Norris on pole, Antonelli beside him, and Leclerc between. It's a front-row storm brewing, and the question is no longer about pace, but nerve. He knows what's at stake. 1 clean race could pull him back into the title fight, another mistake could end it. But that's where Oscar Piastri has always thrived. The quiet chaos, the moments when others overthink, and he just drives. On the grid, McLaren engineers move like clockwork, their eyes flicking between weather radar and tire blankets. No words between the 2 teammates, just mutual understanding. They've both seen enough rain to know that it doesn't forgive anyone. Back in Melbourne, fans wake before dawn to watch their driver fight the elements. It's not just about points anymore, it's about response. In Formula 1, redemption isn't declared, it's timed. And in the midst of Sao Paulo, Oscar Piastri has 1 chance to stop his season from slipping away for good. Whatever happens in Sao Paulo, Oscar Piastri's story isn't defined by 1 spin. The title fight still stretches across Las Vegas, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi, 3 circuits that suit McLaren's DNA and reward precision over chaos. But from now on, perfection isn't optional, it's survival. Norris may have seized control of the standings, but this isn't over. McLaren's engineers know both cars are capable of winning anywhere, and that's what makes it dangerous. 2 drivers, 1 dream, and a team balancing on a knife's edge between history and heartbreak. In moments like this, Piastri's mentors often remind him of what separates champions from contenders. Memory. Champions remember pain, not to dwell but to sharpen, and Sao Paulo's sting will stay with him. The rain is past, the points are gone, but the fire remains. The next race isn't just another Sunday. It's the start of Piastri's answer.